Hello guys, bersama saya lagi dalam ANWAR channel. Satu lagi berita baik sahabat-sahabat semua. Apabila nama Malaysia ya semakin diyakini dan semakin digeruni ya oleh pelabur-pelabur luar daripada luar negara kita. Jadi kita ucapkan tahniah kepada Datuk Seri Anwar IBRAHIM. Jangan pula lepas ni kita mendengar ya Menteri Besar Lato-Lato Kedah akan klaim semuanya mengatakan itu hasil usahanya. Sedangkan semua ini dilakukan ya atas ya kerja ataupun usaha yang sedang dilakukan oleh Perdana Menteri kita untuk menguatkan ekonomi kita dengan menarik keyakinan pelabur-pelabur masuk ke dalam negara kita. Jadi sahabat semua, saya ingin membawakan anda untuk mendengar ya ucapan daripada Perdana Menteri kita dalam satu program ini ya bersama dengan pelabur yang begitu besar daripada Jerman kalau saya tidak silap. Jadi tanpa membuang masa, ayo kita tonton bersama video ini.
Dan satu penghormatan besar pada negara Malaysia kerana apa yang kita saksikan hari ini bukan sahaja satu perasmian industri, tetapi industri teknologi tinggi yang selagi dengan dasar mengurangkan karbon, dasar teknologi hijau dan lebih utama teknologi yang mencecah suatu penerokaan yang menakjubkan dunia. Dan kita tentunya terharu kerana Malaysia dipilih sebagai tuan rumah. Dan oleh itu saya ucap terima kasih kepada MITI, kepada Menteri Besar Keraajaan Negeri dan KULIM High-Tech kerana kerjasama yang diberikan yang mempercepatkan, yang melicinkan proses. Lebih utama penghargaan kepada Infineon Technologies dan rakan-rakan yang bekerja menjayakan projek ini. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I am extremely delighted to have Infineon here, which surprisingly have excited not only here, friends here, but the entire region. Sandbag and Lucas, you are probably aware that we have exploited the presence and the support of Infineon as a pillar in our effort to encourage investments into this country. So for that, I salute Infineon. And when I was in Germany in the invitation of Chancellor Olaf Scholz, in my discussions with him, Infineon, of course, was mentioned. He was extremely delighted that we welcome you and that Infineon have agreed to expand activities here and becoming a very large semiconductor enterprise. And in fact, he was joking in the lighter note, saying that Prime Minister Anwar, I would have wished that they expand and focus in Germany. But on a serious note, you know that it is a major activity in industry in Germany, well known to the world, and for us, it is certainly a remarkable feat indeed. So there are a few issues that I like to raise here. First, your presence is not only an entry into what is considered a new technology with green technology, with a highly focused and precise industry. And I want Malaysians to share this, to understand that this was built through research, highly skilled professionals and dedicated workers, and great discipline. And that's why you have created Infineon as a major semiconductor enterprise, fab industry, and now a leading edge in this field. This does not happen, as you know, except for a clear direction, of course, policies of government that encourage those, but the enterprising professionals and researchers in all fields. And we are fortunate again, because when you enter this fray with value-added activities, it becomes a potential catalyst for us in Malaysia. For example, to understand that nothing works without a clear discipline and focus. Nothing works without focus on research and development and creating highly skilled professionals that can fill this gap. So, in the decades that Infineon was involved here in the wafer fabrication at the back end, but what is to me astounding is the Infineon interest and commitment and confidence to enter into a new enterprise in the front end of fab industry, which is, to my mind, a great feat. And I think Malaysians should understand that it is not a normal wafer fab technology. We have now been recognized to be able to receive an outstanding technological enterprise that now cater for a front end, and therefore it shows that Malaysia has now gone up the ladder, and we then need to be prepared. The infrastructure must be great. This involves KULIM High Tech, the state government, and the federal agencies. We should not and cannot tolerate inefficiency, any delays, because when companies like Infineon gives us that confidence, we must reciprocate with clear commitment. That's precisely number one. Now, number two, the ecosystem. Why is Malaysia now regarded as a hub in the region for ecosystem? We're able to compete with our neighbors because we have an edge for the last 2-3 decades. So the ecosystem helps now, but it needs to be improved. I've always emphasized the need for resilience. This culture of complacency or culture of contentment will not lead us anywhere. Of course, I'm delighted, and thank you again, but that is not sufficient. What is lacking? I am naturally proud to see some of our local players working with the German professionals in developing and this new fab culture, which is, to me, mind-boggling. I come from a liberal arts background, so for ANWAR to force me to listen to this is a part of a torture by itself. But I'm again delighted because we have seen these young professionals coming up. But is it sufficient? No. That is why this synergy in the ecosystem must add, must be prepared to make the necessary shift. The universities, the TVETs, must then come up with new plans, new directions to ensure that the change is happening at a faster pace. Yeah. Now, I'm not here to state what is already known, and Tugu Zafrul is here in terms of the investments and the new investments, the new focus and support that we are getting from many countries. And as I've said to even Chancellor Scholz, that we are fiercely independent. We want to befriend all our neighbors and want to attract their interest into Malaysia. And we have been rather successful. But that is only a beginning. The infrastructure, the ecosystem, the training, and we have called upon universities, and I'm sure USM here and the UUM and the TVETs and the institutions in Kedah, Penang in particular, must be receptive and undertake the changes at a faster pace. You can't talk about digitalization, innovation, AI, and expect to obtain good results with a normal pace of change or development. That is why I've called on universities to give all the necessary support in terms of the funding for research, for new disciplines. I've mentioned this in Kuala Lumpur that a normal university, when they want to start a new discipline, will take at least 1.5 years. It goes through a department, and then through the dean, to the board of studies, to the senate, and then to the Ministry of Higher Education. I say, if you use that pace, it's no longer post-normal world. Post-normal world requires change which is spontaneous at an unprecedented pace, because once you slow down, you will lose the race and competition. And therefore, setting up, for example, an AI department or faculty, or what more, a university, would require us to employ the best from the country, from any religious denominations or race, and from the region or from the international community, who can serve and contribute. So the pace of change, and to appoint those who are very qualified, is of course a prerequisite to ensure the success of this endeavor. And we require 60,000 highly skilled engineers by 2020. But now we have adjusted, probably by 2027. At the rate we are given the support, then the interest shown. As I've alluded earlier, the Malaysia now is considered to be a hub for semiconductor industry. And this again is a remarkable feat, thanks to all the stakeholders for playing their part. But my concern, as I've said, and I think, and you can hear this, because to show that we are not sitting on our laurels. We are pushing this agenda forward, and to push the agenda means all agencies, all departments, all levels of professionalism must undertake this measure. I mean, this need to be emphasized. I believe my colleague, the Minister and the Menteri Besar would share this sentiment with me, that we cannot expect to be regarded as a successful player in this new technology if we continue to work at a normal pace. There are some other challenges. Infineon is known. I'm not going to talk about fab, you have the expertise. But I understand the ecosystem that is required. It's not the old Infineon that you started, because you require green energy. From where? From the country. Which means we have to push ahead. So you have highly skilled workers that you need, new highly trained engineers. You need green energy through what? Through hydro, through gas, through solar. Now we are moving towards hydrogen, green hydrogen and ammonia, whatever is required. Then if you get that in place, of course the infrastructure is less challenging, but more importantly is the ecosystem that I have related to. And I think for the Malaysian government, we'll do whatever is necessary. We'll continue to engage with you to make sure that we remain a very attractive destination for investments. And I'm proud to say not only Infineon, but Germany as a whole, the industries in Germany have chosen Malaysia as one of the major investment destinations. And our visit, organized by MITI, MIDA, and our colleagues, have shown that even the SMEs, that conference that I attended, and also Hamburg, which is more aristocratic environment, where they forced me to use a black tie. But I've seen this interest. My focus is now to ensure that we do reciprocate and we take the adequate measures now so that our economy would continue to grow. Now today, and today's events marks a huge milestone for KULIM, for Kedah, and for Malaysia, to showcase that we are able to attract world-class investments. So, handback, sir, thank you very much, because it is not just an ordinary feat. Because if you follow some of our discussions with potential investors, I would say, look, Infineon have decided, surely for good reason, for the infrastructure, for the attractive incentives, which is of course going to be discussed further, I understand, but for the professionalism and workforce, the discipline, and that's why they choose. And because of your presence, it becomes, and to place a world largest 200 mm silicon carbide power fab, that alone is a major selling point for us in the country. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. Dan satu penghormatan besar kepada negara Malaysia,
sahabat-sahabat semua.
kerana
ucapan padu daripada Perdana Menteri kita, Dato' Seri ANWAR IBRAHIM, ke atas pelaburan yang dibuat oleh Infineon di KULIM High Tech. Jadi kita harap dengan ucapan dalam bahasa Inggeris itu, YB Lato Sanus ini harap pahamlah apa yang dikongsikan oleh Perdana Menteri kita. Jadi tahniah kita ucapkan sekali lagi. Semoga negara kita terus berada dalam keadaan yang baik, dalam pentadbiran yang begitu hebat untuk kerajaan perpaduan Malaysia Madani hari ini. Jadi sahabat semua, sekiranya anda mau berikan sebarang komen, pandangan anda boleh berikan dalam ruangan komen, tapi ingat, komen dengan cara berhemah. Terima kasih. Izinkan saya untuk mengundurkan diri, dan seperti biasa peribahasa mengatakan, tak apa pun kangkap, 2 tahun keinginan. Dalam bahasa Melayunya, tepuk dada, tanya selera. Sekian daripada ORAITNOPO Channel, sehingga kita berjumpa lagi. Bye-bye.